Kizamde, hop on the beat!
Welcome back to another JoJo chapter review. This time we're taking a look at chapter 35 of the JoJoLands titled Usagi Fraud and Suspicion Part 3. Last time, the gang investigated the disappearance of Usagi's missing family, and Usagi was attacked from behind by a new enemy stand ability. This time we pick up with Usagi falling into the alligator enclosure after being attacked. Paco jumps in to save him, asking where he got attacked from, but Usagi says that what he saw behind him didn't look like a stand, and was really Max, who he believes is still alive. The alligators start to close in, with one biting down on Paco's arm, but he uses the hustle to shatter its teeth with his muscles, and then swings the alligator into the jaws of another before it can get Usagi. Jodio summons November Rain to defend them, and they watch as a woman and young boy climb over and fall in as well. The woman is dragged away and eaten, so Paco grabs the boy and begins climbing up the wall using his back. Paco hears the boy speaking in his ear, taunting him about his father immigrating from Venezuela and ending up in jail while his mother abandoned him. When he turns around, the boy is turned into the body of the woman who fell in, and she bites an artery in his neck. Paco gushes out blood, causing him to drop the boy, who disappears underwater. The others pull them up so Dragona can seal the wound with smooth operators. Jodio flashes back to his call with Rohan, where they discuss how to find another lava rock. Rohan suddenly tells him that he can't remember how to find one. He says that he believes from his heart that he is his #1 fan, and hangs up. Jodio believes that Rohan thinks it was too dangerous to say over the phone, and that he must be aware that another enemy is out there searching for the rock. He concludes that Rohan's statement about Jodio being his #1 fan is some kind of code to tell them where to find the lava rock. Jodio tells Usagi that the enemy must have killed Max, and that Usagi had a stand ability attached to him back when they visited the house. He believes that whoever their enemy is, they've been searching for the lava rock about as long as the Howler family has. They notice a strange sticker on the bottom of Usagi's shoe, and the chapter ends with them noticing one on Dragona's shoe as well. This was a pretty great chapter. We're starting to get into the groove of the new stand battle, and we can see now that it's targeting the whole group and not just Usagi. As always, Paco's use of the hustle stands out for how creative it was, and seeing him fight off the alligators was another amazing moment for him. The new stand takes the form of some kind of seal with a skull on it. It also has the name of a street, Kalaukoa Avenue. I couldn't really find much notable about it other than being a famous street in Honolulu. However, the real street does pass by the Honolulu Zoo, where the characters seem to be now. The two biggest takeaways from this chapter are the existence of a new enemy going after the rock and Rohan's clue to Jodio, and I believe I know what Rohan is going for here. After Jodio asks him how to tell the lava rocks apart, Rohan thinks for a moment, and our attention is drawn to his manuscript for Pink Dark Boy. After this, he deflects the question and tells Jodio he knows he's his #1 fan. So it is possible that what he's saying here isn't necessarily a code, but maybe a hint that he will reveal the location in his manga, which he knows Jodio will read. As for the new enemy, this chapter doesn't tell us too much about them, but they apparently have been around for some time and have been seeking out the rock as long as Howler. This gives us a few ideas as to what this enemy is, since they have to at least be aware of the lava rock's existence. The earliest known appearance of the lava rocks was when Letrato discovered one in 1843, so that's quite a lot of time for someone else to become aware of them. Although with the phrasing of them looking for the rock as long as Howler, that makes me think they've been after it about as long as Akka has been seeking out the rock's replacement, which would have been more recently. It's possible that some kind of rival of the Howler family became aware of their use of the rock, and then wanted to go after it. Rohan discovered the rocks independently after noticing the wild cat size playing with them on Hoalalai. With a coincidence like that, it could open the enemy up to being any number of people. The cats were said to have evolved uniquely on the island, and so they may have some kind of special connection to the land that makes them aware of the rock's power. The cats were also said to have been tamed by Charming Man, although he personally seemed to not be aware of the rock's power and was only interested in finding his brother. He is also a native of Hawaii, and the people of his village were said to have unique characteristics that are almost rock-human-like. So it's also possible that someone connected to Charming Man is the new villain, and maybe someone native to the island that has a connection with the rocks. This would also put them in opposition to Howler, whose family were like an outside force that took over the island. So it could be interesting to have two factions going back and forth for power, with Jodio in the middle trying to rise up. It's also hard to pin down the ability of the new stand. The seal seems to be an indication of being a target, but so far the ability seems to also be tied to having a dead body to appear as. Usagi saw Max, and Paco saw the woman who fell in the water. It seems to also project over real people. Usagi was speaking to a real security guard that was then morphed into Max, and for Paco, the boy he was saving became the woman. I'm guessing the stand or the enemy must also be behind the deaths of these people to facilitate the ability. Max appeared to have shot himself, and the two bystanders jumped into the alligators for seemingly no reason. It's possible that the stand caused this, but this also raises the question of why the stand can't just attack them like it does Paco and Usagi, or the reverse, why the stand can't manipulate Paco and Usagi like it can with others. This distinction might be due to them being stand users, or some entirely different facet of the ability that we still aren't familiar with. That's about everything there is to go over today. In other JoJo news, next month we'll be getting another chapter of Cool Shock BT by Nisio Isin and Posaka Demizu. If you don't know, Cool Shock BT was Araki's first serialized manga series. These two started their collaboration with BT back in 2021 with Cool Shock Old BT, depicting BT as an old man, followed by Cool Shock Guy BT with him as an adult. This new chapter is going to be set in high school, with BT and Koichi in London and facing off against a mysterious girl. With how each of the new BT chapters has called back to another Araki manga, this synopsis leads me to think that we'll be seeing Gorgeous Irene. I always thought that was one of Araki's more neglected manga, so I'm looking forward to seeing it referenced if that's indeed what we're getting. If you want to stay updated on new videos, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. You can also join the Hum and Beat Discord to get notified about new uploads and chapter releases. Finally, I'd appreciate if you help support the channel on Patreon or by becoming a YouTube member below. All supporters get to be featured in the credits and can submit viewer questions. Thank you for watching. This is the part of the video where I thank my $5 and up patrons and members. Thank you to Doorbell, Crayon, RigoVids, Pumpkin Doge, Sponge Cake, Cakext, Feliciano Rabaja, Christian McDonough, Pulse Dog, Rob Goliath, Big T, Gold, Red Hot Mayonnaise, Baxtonius, Zenkai, Keenan, Saint Bobo, John Garcia, Crank and Plank, Fran Studios, Shin Megami Tensei Film Reviews, Griffiono, Fiddlehead, Justice, Joao Marchins, Danilo K, Star the Gunslinger, Kali, Javier's Milk, Billy the Corgi, Joe Jogan, Time Lord, Moist Daddy Tom, and Ivy D. Frost.